Hey Third Eye Tribe, and welcome back to Third Eye Tarot. So in today's video, we'll be diving into another one of the minor arcana cards in the deck of the tarot, and we'll be talking a little bit about the Seven of Cups. So the minor arcana cards in the tarot card reading are known to emphasize the daily events, behaviors, and choices made by an individual in their day-to-day lives. The cards are divided into 4 suits, with each suit containing 14 cards. So today we'll be exploring the 7th card in the suit of cups of the tarot, and that is the 7 of Cups. So the 7 of Cups card in the tarot card reading depicts the perplexity in our decision-making processes. It highlights one's realistic choices and availability, and also flags the courage of the individual to find a purpose in their life. So in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the 7 of Cups card shows a man standing in front of 7 cups that seem to be very confused about what he is witnessing. The cups in front of him are full of various gifts. Some of them are good, while some of them are a bit more mysterious and not so good. A few of them have some jewels, victory items, or items that he truly desires. But unfortunately, some of them hold curses, snakes, and even dragons. The clouds in the background of these cups symbolize to us that this might be a time in which all of our dreams and wishes can be granted, but it is a time in which we need to think very carefully before making a choice or picking any of these cups willy-nilly. It symbolizes a time for us in which we should not be lured by our delusions, but instead we should focus on what is in front of us and consider all the pros and cons of the situation before we decide to act. So when the 7 of Cups card appears in a tarot card reading, it symbolizes a time of new opportunities and choices that are at the forefront for you. But it also symbolizes a time in which you should not be lured or tempted into options that you might deeply regret later. It symbolizes a time in which you'll need to stop, think about something 100 times, analyze the pros and cons of each situation, and then decide on which one you'll want to go for. If this card appears in the upright position for a love-related reading, and if you are currently single, it can symbolize a time for you in which you might be able to enjoy multiple options or potential partners that might be right in front of you. Each one of them will be filled with lots of pros and lots of cons, and this suggests a time in which you can pick, choose, and refuse, and then make your decision on who you would like to potentially date. For those who are in committed partnerships, this card may not be so good, for it can suggest a time in which you or your partner might be lured into a new interest, and the loyalty of your relationship might be in full question. For others, it can signify a time in which their partner might be stuck in the fantasy of how another relationship would have panned out for them, and a time in which they might be regretting choosing the circumstances they are currently faced with you in your relationship. If this card appears in the upright position for a career-related reading, it can signify a time in which multiple opportunities to work or grow in your career are right in front of you. But it is a time in which you need to be very careful and to actually read the fine prints of all your contracts, for do you not want to be fooled by appearances or any quick schemes that might make you feel very regretful later on. If this card is pulled in the upright position for a health-related reading, it does signify a time in which you are asked to not overexert yourself and to rather take some time to reflect and relax and center yourself to overcome any stresses that you might be facing and to rejuvenate your inner self. So now I want to talk a little bit more about the 7 of Cups card in the reverse position during a tarot card reading. So when this card appears in its reverse position, it can depict a time in your life in which you might be choosing the option that pacifies your inner self and wisdom instead of choosing the option that pleases others or just your eyes. It signifies a time in which your intuition will be the best tool that can help you make the right choice. You might be surrounded by multiple people or multiple options, and it signifies a time in which you shouldn't get overwhelmed with that, and to make sure you don't let shiny things blind you into making the right decision for yourself. If this card is pulled in the reverse position for a love-related reading, it can symbolize a time in which you and your partner might be getting a reality check regarding your relationship status with each other. You might need to go deep within and to sit down with your partner and to iron out any issues within the union and to get some clarity and fix the issues which need to be solved. It represents a time in which you should not ignore all the negative aspects, for they will not just disappear naturally if you ignore them, but rather require a lot of work and effort to make sure that it's fixed and solved. For those who are single, this card can suggest a time in which you might be restricting some good opportunities that might be coming your way on the love front. And so this card appears here for you to ask you to loosen up and to allow yourself to be open to the offers that some suitors might be bringing you. If this card is pulled in the reverse position for a career-related reading, it might signal a time in which you might be feeling trapped or unwanted in a career choice, which is holding you back tremendously. This might also be keeping you off opportunities due to your lack of focus and disappointment. But this card appearing here asks you to not dwell in the past, but to rather go out and create the opportunities for you, and asks you to be more decisive and more selective in your decision-making processes with regards to your career. If this card is pulled in the reverse position for a health-related reading, it can symbolize a time in your life in which your poor lifestyle choices are deeply hampering your health, and overindulgence in food or alcohol or other unhealthy vices like drugs will be seriously deteriorating your health and making you feel very ill and unwell. So when this card appears here for you, it asks you to stop, do a full recap on your current situation that will help you to implement some positive choices on getting back to a more balanced and happier you. And so that was all I have to say about the Seven of Cups tarot card. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you found the video very interesting and informative. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with some of your friends in the tarot community. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care and bye for now.